Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of All the Mods 10 Modded Minecraft, where I've been a little busy. You can see behind me and in front of me. I've done a little bit of the automation I was talking about in between episodes. I'm still not fully satisfied with this little conduit bundles here. They're just these factory blocks made into this. But if you look inside, actually, I think, nope. If I do this, you can see I've got conduits, just taking everything over to this barrel, and the stuff in the barrel gets put into the system. And if you look here, you just got some random stuff. But we got blackstone automated, we got basalt, smooth basalt, or vice versa, basalt, smooth basalt. This one is actually netherrack. This one's a weird little recipe. It's double lava and gravel makes netherrack. Yeah, a little weird. But this is just a little running thing. I got a bunch of stuff. I've basically got all the extractor recipes except for the actual Zycraft recipes already automated. So, yeah, that was fun. I'm gonna be changing these blocks out eventually, probably. I wanted to have conveyor belts, but when it was the actual conveyor belts, it didn't work too well because my magnet. And then when it was the create version, all the things at the end would flood the system, whereas all the rest wouldn't. So yeah, that was fun. So I also got the plastic being imported already, so we don't have this barrel here anymore. But with all that stuff automated, it's all been sorted out and put into the warehouse here. Things have been put up there. They've been put down there. They've been put over here. This is where 90% of the stuff went because there's just a whole bunch of different blocks. I think there's a couple also up there. Yeah, like these four. There's the plastic I was just talking about. And yeah, I think that's it for the stuff that I automated already. But that's not where we're going to be spending our time, or even really over there anymore. Well, I'll be back over there eventually, but this is where we're going to be spending most of our time. So I've got 2 new cages set up, although I don't think I'm going to need this one. This one was just precautionary. That's why it's not as finished as this one. So this one is set up to have a witch be dropped in and taken care of by the mob crusher. Now, we are going to... Seriously, dude? But anyways, we are going to be using this guy for the actual mob crusher, and this one for... Actually, I just realized I need the mob slaughterhouse before I need the mob crusher, because shut up, phone. Thought I turned my sounds down. We need the advanced machine frame, and this advanced machine frame requires a bunch of other stuff. Firstly, it requires a simple machine frame. That requires the pity machine frame, which requires latex. And latex, as you remember, is stuff we've got automated over here, but it's all being turned into dry rubber. Yeah. So it looks like I may need another setup like this. Oh, I ran out of a cha-cha. I forgot to do that. Okay, sure. Let's just bulk load for a minute. I should go in there and then boop. Yeah, okay. So yeah, it looks like we're gonna have to make another one of these because the plastic is just being made. Is it plastic or is it rubber? It might be rubber. I'm saying plastic, but what are you? Plastic. Okay, it is plastic. Yeah, it's all being sent over here. All that latex is being sent over there, and we need some of the latex to actually go into this system. So we are actually going to need to make a dissolution chamber. So thankfully we have this. So it looks like we are going to be spending more time over here. because we need to automate this dissolution chamber stuff first before we can deal with the mobs. So let's get that started. Alrighty, so I went and hooked up another latex processing unit instead of going into, or that's funny. This guy's actually called a latex processing unit. I mean a latex processing, like just or acquisition. I don't know. I got latex now. I got latex. I also should probably put a facade under there so that the textures render better. Cause yeah. Boop. Okay. Now the textures render better. But anyways, we're getting liquid latex. We've already got almost 2 buckets of it. So we need to make a dissolution chamber. Require the diamond gear, not that hard. And another pity machine frame. There we go. Dissolution chamber. Oh, hey, that was a quest. Nice. So this guy is going to require power, of course. So we actually can just bring the power over. If I do that, there we go. Take that one back. And then just insert. We don't need to extract power. And then we want to pull the fluid from the left. So all of this is going in here. This holds up to 8 buckets, and this holds 1,000. But now we are actually going to have to set up a pattern provider. So this guy, it can only accept 1 at a time unless we lock this. And there's actually quite a few patterns that use latex. Because if you look, there's 19 pages. All the add-ons, like, they all take the liquid latex, and then the machine frames also take liquid latex. So we can't necessarily lock this. So in the future, we're going to have to do this 1 at a time. Otherwise, we will break this. Or no, right now we're going to have to do this 1 at a time. Oh, actually, until primary crafting result is returned, that is the one we actually want. So we should actually be able to do many different patterns with that. We want a specific one right now. I think this is the one. We're going to ignore the latex itself because it's already automatically being put in. So we should see this one in. But then we're also going to want to make an add-on. Now these are just little upgrades that go in for the things. Oh! Oh, that is so cool. They finally made higher tiers for these add-ons. Because before, it was only tiers up to tier 2 for the processing and the speed. So to see tiers 3 and 4 is actually awesome. But this is the one we're going to want to do. Oh, wait. Forgot that. Liquid latex, don't need it. And then efficiency, no. We want processing tier 2. Again, ignore that. Oh, we have to make the tier 4, really? That's actually a change, another change they made. And you know what? I'm okay. Oh, wait, that's the wrong. And there we go. Those should be all the patterns that we want right now. Oh, I fell off the edge. That's all the patterns we want for now. So let's see. Can we make a tier 2 add-on? It's missing 2 gold gears, 1 diamond gear, and latex. God dang it. Did I forget to take the latex out of this one? Okay, with that snafu corrected, we should now be able to do a speed. Can we make what? Oh, right, diamond and gold gears. I don't have enough room in my pattern providers over there to actually make any more, so I'm gonna have to make these by hand. So gears, Where are you? The diamond gears. We can just go ahead and make a stack of these for now. And now let's try making an add-on. I forgot to click substitutions. Okay, so there was no actual way to do the substitution for this. So if you look, the diamond gear was originally saying the foregoing version, but the foregoing version doesn't really exist. So you have to replace that with the all the gears version. So let's try this one more time. Okay. Start. We should see this process. All right, it's not pulling in any fluids. Okay, there. We're seeing it process. All right. And what we should see is once this is done processing, it'll then make us the tier 2 version. So add one, which this doesn't go back into the system because I'm a dummy, and push, pull, enabled. Ooh. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. So this doesn't have, it has enabled, push, pull, and disabled. Enabled allows things just to go into it and come out of it, but this guy can't pull anything. It can only push things. Hence the arrow. Does that mean if I do this, where's this? There. There should be no arrows. I should now be able to do, let's try the efficiency now. Okay, pushed everything in. Now will we see it pull it out? And no. No, we do not. Okay, this is a very simple fix. We just use Ender.io again. So Ender.io, we do this and this. And we are going to insert on this side. And we are going to extract on this side. And yep, we should see it went back in. And we should see the tier 2 version come out. And there we go. Okay. That sucks that we can't automate this as smoothly, but this still works because we are using the Ender.io bundles. Okay. So we just got 2 add-ons. Awesome. Now what happens if we say, I want 4 of these? Start. Okay, it seems to be locking it one at a time. That's awesome. That is actually 100% what I wanted to see. It should be making another. Oh, it's making the tier 2 now. Is it going to make... It's making another tier 1. That's awesome. So now we just got to go to the next level, which actually requires us to go back over to the mob area. And the reason we want to be over here is because of this little chamber right here. Not because of either of these two. While these two will be nice, this is actually the chamber we're going to want to work with. And it just kind of nice, it actually adds to the side a little nicely and fills out the space a little bit more. So in here, we're actually going to be spawning in all types of mobs, hostile mobs that is, and we will be using the slaughterhouse factory. Requires 2 swords and a pity machine frame. So this guy, again, these still point in the way you're looking. If we show the working area, this only works right in front of it, but if we get some add-ons, we can cover this whole area. This guy will produce, well, it will take care of the mobs. It'll basically slaughter them. There's no other way to put it. It'll slaughter them, and then it will get us both meat and pink slime. Now, pink slime is what we need for the next tier of dissolution. That's pink dye, pink slime. There we are. This slime, you see, it comes from the mob slaughter factory and is used in the dissolution chamber to make the advanced machine frame. It also makes a couple other things like the tier 3s. So yeah, we were definitely going to need this soon. So, it also makes, slime blocks, but I don't think these are really used for any... Oh, no, they are used for the unobtainium vibranium alloy blocks. Okay, so we were definitely going to need this in the future. But first things first, before we can even start spawning, or before we can even start destroying mobs in here, we got to start spawning them. Let's go ahead and hide that. And to do that, we are going to be using the mob grinding utils. We are going to be using the rotten egg. Creates a 5x5 area of dreadful dirt. Use on grass, dirt, mycelium, or farmland. If we use this on this dirt, it'll make the dreadful dirt, and mobs will just spawn indefinitely whenever there is 0 light level. Now, currently there's 5 lights that I will eventually deactivate. But yeah, this is just so that no mobs spawn in the meantime. So let's go make this dreadful dirt by making the GM chicken cursed, or feed cursed. Requires 4 buckets of essence and a couple different types of seeds. So there should be a tank. This guy, I thought I had it in here already, but we just need 4 buckets. Okay, so let's just retrieve all of my levels real quick so I can get 4 buckets. Take 1, 2, 3, 4. And then chicken feed. We want this one. We got all the stuff for it. Awesome. And now we're going to go over here to all our chickens. Now this should be... We're going to want to blacklist the rotten egg in here, because otherwise it'll just destroy it. And then we just pick a chicken. You look like a good victim. And we should see the rotten egg. Nice. So we take this guy back over here. We throw him in the center. And there we go. We got dreadful dirt. So let's close up this chamber. And I'm going to need a little bit of redstone. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think will be enough. Oh, I needed 1 more piece. And then if I pop a lever, not a lure, a lever, down and then switch, we should see, yep, mobs will start spawning. Now, because we are getting the meat and the pink slime, we actually won't get any other resources from these guys. So yeah, there's no point in trying to collect anything from these guys. So this is all we need. But before we set up the rest, I almost forgot. We are going to need to make the add-on, which is just... Oh, it went into the system. That's fine. A tier 2 add-on. Or range +2 add-on. Not a tier 2. So, oh, they went away. That's fine. We throw this guy in, and we should see when we do show working area, you can see that it covers the entire area, so we're all good there. Now, we need to be able to give this guy power. We're gonna need to be able to take out the different types of fluids. So we're going to need a couple tanks. I don't want jumbo tank. Well, I do want a jumbo tank. And then just a regular tank. Instead of using these tanks, we're going to use the framed fluid tanks. Because these can be filtered, and we can increase their storage capacity as well as add in, I think I had, do I have them in here? Yeah, we can also void so that this system can continuously just go. So let's put one on there, and then we want is it called an upgrade? Yes, it is. It's called a netherite upgrade. We're going to have a netherite upgrade on this one, which will be the pink slime. And then we are going to need some more Ender IO cables. We're going to need this guy, and that's it for now, actually, because I'm going to need a redstone one, but that's only when I start the automation of it. So for now, just these two. So we're gonna hook up this to this, and then these two in the same spot, and then give me a point. Now, it's a little weird why I keep flip-flopping between the points and the gates. I usually use the points when it's gonna be like a bigger area than the gates. The gates I'm gonna use whenever like I want something to look seamless. So we're going to insert here and insert here, and then no, power, we're going to insert there. Now extract, we are going to have to wait until this fills up, but we are getting power, so let's turn this bad boy on and watch as it goes to work. Okay, I've let it run for a little bit. Not long at all, really. I thought this operated a lot faster. I remember it operating a lot faster than this. But we should see inside here a gracious amount of meat. So give me a bucket. Now, that gave me a bucket of meat. So we want to take this and we want to put it in here. So, and then can I get a bucket? Oh, there's still not enough. So we gotta wait for the pink slime to get to a bucket worth. Alrighty, we've got just over a bucket of pink slime. So we can then put this in here. And it's not rendering, but whatever, it's in there. You can see it in JEI. So now we should be able to do this. And there. Always active. It fills that up and it fills this up. So, yep, there we go. It's empty, it's running, and this will run constantly because chunk loaded. Oh no, this isn't chunk loaded. Whoopsies. There we go. Now it's chunk loaded. So now anywhere I am, that should continue to load. Alrighty, so after watching it for a little while, I decided to just go ahead and throw this onto a zombie spawner, because with the upgrades we can actually get a lot of zombies going, and with the upgrades in the dissolution chamber, it goes really fast. In the time that has taken me to actually get up to 43 from like 7, yeah, it's been like a third, maybe a fifth of the time compared to this. This was going so slow. I edited almost this entire episode in just the time I was waiting, because I turned this on and then I went over there as far away from the thing as I could just to make sure it would continue to work. Like if I was away from it, there's another guy I got to take care of. But yeah, I was just over there chilling and, editing the video. I get done editing the video. I come back in and I come over. I'm like, all right, how much do I have? 7. 7 buckets. And in a fifth of that time, I've gotten up to 40, now 47 buckets. So yeah, this is much faster. And if you want to see how much faster, let's actually turn off the mob spawner. And you can just see all the zombies just disappearing one by one. Just pew, 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 pew. Yeah. Yeah, this is much faster. I hear you. I hear you. Go away. So yeah, this is how I'll keep things going. And of course, we're going to have 512 buckets in this. And we can always, throw in a couple more upgrades if we want more. But I think that'll be good for now. This is still voiding all the excess meat that comes in. But we will need to hook up a thing, a shutoff, I think, eventually, to where whenever this gets too high, we can just shut it off and then it'll turn back on, or we can just keep it running indefinitely because there is a void icon on it. So yeah, but now we actually have the pink slime in our system, as you can see, because I have those drawers hooked up to a drawer controller down here, right over there. They're hooked up to that guy with a storage bus on it. So they do show up in my system. So what we can do is come over here. We can pop this bad boy here with another pattern provider there. Boop, boop. Pop this on, and then if we open up here, and we want an exporter. Now this export bus can actually export fluids as well. Oh, I want to take this off and pop this on. And then put this back on. There we go. Export. Okay, that doesn't matter. What does matter is we want to type in pink slime over here, drag it over, and put it in. And then from the fluid input, we want to pull from the bottom. Oh, there it goes. Took it a second to realize it was working, but it is now pulling pink slime in. And you know what? We might want to put some acceleration cards in this exporter just so that it goes faster. There it goes. It filled up. Yeah, it filled up already. Then put another cable, not cave, cable right there to hook up that pattern provider. And now we make another pattern. And to be specific, we want the advanced machine frame pattern, because this guy requires 2 plastics, a simple, 2 netherite scraps, 2 gold, and a diamond gear, and it is all the ores gear, so it should work out. So we just take this guy, throw him in here, set this lock crafting all the way over to this. Yes, lock crafting until primary crafting result is returned. Shut up. All right, with a little bit of power and a couple add-ons, we got the pattern in there. We should now see, oh, I almost forgot, we're going to need an item conduit. We're actually out, so give me some more. Take this guy, do this and this. Power, insert only, item, extract, always active, and insert. There we go. And now we just want to request an advanced machine frame, and pity machine frames. Right. Also, why the gold? Okay, pattern's been corrected to now use the correct gear, because it's now using all the ores instead of the industrial. And shut up, phone. I crafted a bunch of pity machine frames. So now advanced 1, start. We should see this guy create a simple, and then we see it make the advanced. There we go. 1 advanced machine frame. Now we can make the mob duplicator. Next time on All the Mods 10, we take on the PigLich clones. So, I hope you all enjoyed this episode. I've been Dorkman191, and of course, this is All the Mods 10, Modded Minecraft. Bye, y'all.